I would say we're bold. We take things head on and we fight injustice and we stand up for each other, you know? Now I will say every generation has its flaws, and I would say ours is definitely social media and the constant on our phones scrolling, TikTok, Instagram, all of it. But also we've been using that to our advantage as well.
It's an election year, and the people that run your state are shaking in their boots. I'm gonna show you how I research my candidates.
You have a chance to participate in 2 major climate movements this summer.
We're fun when we want to be, and we're serious when we need to be.
I think Gen Z is also incredibly empathetic and compassionate for the world. I think that's so often overlooked. It can show up in hopelessness at times because we care so much about the scale and the magnitude of the world's problems that we feel the crisis all the time. And now with social media and the internet, we don't feel alone. We see it's not just me, but a pattern of behavior that's happening across this entire country. I think that's very powerful.
The activists that we see in our community, especially within my age group, they know what they're talking about, and they're people that have lived through those experiences. My parents immigrated here because they were essentially fleeing state-sponsored genocide because of their religion. My dad had a turban and a beard, and so did my brother. And after 9/11, that made them targets in society. My dad was called a terrorist and was told to go back to his country, and we were told to speak in English because this is America and we're supposed to be speaking English. That's when I was like, I want to do something with immigration. I don't know exactly what that is, but I want to help immigrant families like mom, like dad. My junior year of high school, that's when I decided to start I'm an Immigrant.
State your full name and a little bit about yourself, hometown, when you immigrated to America, family information, and anything else you would like to add.
My name is Alejandra Villalobos McAnderson, but you can call me Alex. I moved to the United States when I was 6 years old from Mexico.
It started as a storytelling campaign where we shared those stories of small business owners and artists within the local Kansas City area. We decided to incorporate as a 501c3 nonprofit in the state of Kansas and are going to start paying the filing fees for immigrant families. And no one believed in me, just doubt because of my age. Both sides want immigration reform, but none of them can come up with what that reform is gonna look like. Government and politics has become more and more polarized, which makes it so much harder to get things done. And that's when those outside organizations sweep in and try to pick up some of the weight.
Often, I think that the system we're living in overinflates the importance of voting in order to dissuade us from doing other things that are more confrontational and potentially have more impact. The best way to combat that system and to create hope and an alternative is to organize a pathway in which we create ideas all together and that many people are bought into.
Oh, thank you so much. Y'all do such great things for the community.
Oh, thank you.
This has opened a door for community to start caring for one another. We have certain folks that I see here every day who are depending on this pantry and this fridge now for fresh water, for food to eat, for clothing that we put out.
Filling it up gives me a sense of hope and purpose even when things are really tough, and I hope that our neighbors can experience that as well.
Because of this collaboration, because of your intentionality and our shared joys and hopes and visions for this world, we are creating space for community to love one another in ways that is just so radical. And I just want to say thank you for that.
Of course. I gotta give you a hug after that. That's so sweet. Back in 2011, I survived the EF5 tornado in Joplin, and it was a really difficult thing to go through. I lost my home, my high school, a third of my community. But then I started connecting the dots between the climate crisis, the pandemic, the economic crisis we're in, the lack of good jobs for young people, this feeling that what is in store for the future. I began to feel really anxious about all of that and realized that my anxiety wasn't going to change the situation. That's why I'm really proud to be part of Sunrise Movement Kansas City, because any climate plan that the city's trying to put out or any climate legislation, we get involved and we make our voices heard.
No coal, no gas. We need a plan to save our ass.
Sunrise, we brought together people in a People's Climate Town Hall that we had. We all agreed on a set list of demands. When it came down to it, the day of the vote for this climate plan, Sunrise Movement leaders stood up and testified, and we won some demands on that. You don't have to be an expert in the policy. You don't have to be an expert in, what does this mean for the greenhouse gas emissions 20, 30 years from now? We just spoke about the truth of our experiences and a desire to be heard. That's our job, to recenter that moral question that is in front of the decision makers who too often sell us out for the people who have a financial stake in maintaining the status quo.
A lot of electoral work lionizes the individual, but it wasn't until March of 2021 that I was introduced to a new way of trying to make change, and that was when I got connected with KC Tenants. It is Brandon. You know this.
Go Brandon? No.
We can't say let's go Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
That's off limits. Wrong Brandon.
I've been looking for him for 20 minutes. I did not know that was my son.
When I was in high school, my mom couldn't afford health insurance. She was in what's called the Medicaid coverage gap. I made that connection between, there are people, real people with names, who have the power to give my mother health insurance, right? And even bigger than that, to make a host of decisions that would make my family's life more bearable, and they actively choose not to. I realized that I should do something to make sure the folks who are making those decisions are people that actually care about me. About a week after my first KC Tenants meeting, I was part of a direct action at City Hall where the homeless union was encamped at the time. It was myself, a crew of KC Tenants leaders with the homeless union. Because we got organized, because we stood in solidarity with one another, we brought the mayor to the table that day. Watching the mayor descend from City Hall, he had two fellows in suits flanking him on either side. And watching him sit down at a table, and across from that table was Gaddafi, the representative for the homeless union, with about 100 people standing behind him, right? And that to me was a very clear illustration of the different forms of power. And I knew right then and there what version of power I believed in. And KC Tenants has taught me that what I'm not able to do by myself, I can absolutely accomplish with others.
For the people! For the people!
But co-governance happens after those people are elected, and that process is honestly a lot messier, a lot more complicated than just casting a ballot. That to me is the most important way to create change. A lot of people are looking to young folks to do better than the generation before them, but that shouldn't be an excuse for the folks with power right now to do something with it.
And the current generation haven't given us a reason to be optimistic about what's to come. I am, because I think our generation is going to come in and kind of sweep all that up.
We live in a place where change is very hard, politically and socially. The fact is, this is our future, this is our community, and this is our livelihoods and our families' livelihoods that we're talking about, and that makes us the moral authority to advocate for solutions that benefit not just us, but everyone around us.